Mic check. I used to cop a lot, but never cop no drop. Hold mics like ponytails tight, bobble eyes.
I
Stop,
usually
stick
smoke like
around,
3
come
joints
through and dig
before
the
I
sound of
film,
the
so I just
vibrator.
talk about anything or...
Like, I don't even know what to do with my hands because
Yeah.
I'm not smoking right now.
I know, yeah, that's how I've been feeling. But I just
Yeah.
do like casual, like whatever, like just, hey, it's been
No,
a
yeah.
fucking like year since
We're
we've
here.
talked.
Has it really? I just feel like I know y'all so well.
I know,
It's
yeah.
kinda
It's crazy we've been getting tattooed by you for like almost damn near to like 10 years.
Yeah, no, yeah. Honestly, with you and other people close to me like that, it's like you don't even realize how close. I was at your wedding. You know what I mean? It's like you don't realize how time passes. But we even had a guy, my buddy Chase, shout out to Chase, he was getting tattooed last night. And he was showing me a tattoo that I didn't even really fully remember. He's like, well, you did this 18 years ago. And I was like, oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, time to hang it up. Yeah, 10 years. Well, happy anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So
For
cool.
real. You're in our wedding photo in one of the hallways. I'll show you on the
really?
way out.
No,
Yeah.
that's,
You're sitting there and we can see. I'm like, that's great.
That's perfect, yeah. No,
Yeah.
It's an honor to be hanging in your living room.
Yeah, you'll be there forever.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
We'll always think about you every time we walk in our hallway.
Thanks, yeah, I
There's
appreciate
Jeff.
it, yeah. Subliminal marketing, right? Like,
Yeah.
I need to go see Jeff. Like, what is it?
Yeah, anytime someone comes over for the podcast, I'm just like, yeah, the tattoo guy, he's
This
right
guy,
there.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I loved your wedding too. Great time, fun time.
It was fun.
Good people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went by quickly for us, but you know how it is.
My only advice for people getting married is eat. You know, it's like the day goes by so fast, you don't even like enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I tell people, I'm like, dude, if you can go like, what is it where you go somewhere else? Elope.
Yeah,
like, just go
for
do
sure,
that.
yeah.
And do a little party with your family after or something.
Yeah, a little
like
fake one with your mom. Sometimes it's the moms or the family. They're
It's
like,
always
I
the-
want to see you dress up or this or that or photos and this, you know.
Yeah, that's really who we did it for, you know.
That's who we do it for.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's good for them. You know?
Yeah,
And
they need it.
I think we also do it maybe for our future selves. Like you talk about your wedding photos, like that day it's whatever, but then, you know, you turn 40, you turn 50, you turn 60, maybe it's something nice to be like, hey, I'm glad we have these photos or friends or folks, you know, so.
No, it's true because we got married right down the street.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it will be nice when we have a kid, you know, be like, hey, look,
That's where we got
your parents
married.
got married
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
But that's true, too, because when you have a kid, you always tell them stuff they don't care about. We drive by the hospital. I'm always like, for my son, like, you were born there. He's like, great. It's like, it's a building, you know? I'm like, no, it's important.
Yeah, they're getting big.
Too fast, too much, you know?
Yeah. I know how it feels kind of because I have like my niece and I've been watching her since she was a baby up until, you know, recently, but it's like crazy how quick it goes by. I'm like, wait,
dumb.
you're saying full sentences now?
Oh, it's foolish. Yeah, it's foolish. I feel like when you're an adult and you stop growing yourself, like you don't realize time because you're just you every day. When you got that little person kind of growing daily, you're like, oh, shit, time's passing. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
No, it's crazy, honestly. Is that something you've ever considered?
No,
bringing?
we want to
Yeah, okay,
eventually.
yeah.
I just want to get like
No, for
somewhere.
Sure. Yeah, trust
You
me.
know?
I said that all the way up till I was 39 when we had it. I was like, I gotta be sorry. Eventually, like the clock hit. My wife was like, all right, like we had fun. Do you want to do it? And I was like, let's give it a try. And literally 2 kids later, I'm like, I guess we're doing it.
We
right?
did it. We're
Yeah,
doing
for
it and we
sure.
did it.
It hasn't really changed my life so much. Like, it wouldn't change your life so much, but your responsibilities will definitely change, you know? like
Yeah, your priorities. Yeah.
Makes you work harder, though, even at something like this. Or,
Yeah, I think like once that's the thing is like we both want to be like successful in the things we want to do before we have a kid.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's not like it won't happen, but I feel like it just delays, you know, things a little bit. But
for what him not so much. Put a kid in the car if he's working on some cars. You're like, it's
true.
fine. For you, chasing something bigger like this with traveling and, you know, being around and being in different places, definitely definitely be a change. You would make it happen, but the way
Yeah.
you made it happen would look different, right? You know?
Yeah.
You'd have some funny pregnancy sets, though. I'm sorry.
That's why I just want to have a kid for material.
Oh,
Everyone says
it'll
the
be
best
endless,
material
yeah.
ever. Yeah.
It'll be endless material.
I'm like, that will be
yeah.
I'll be pregnant in my first Netflix special.
Not that we should have kids just for it, but like relatability too. You know, it's like one more thing you can tap into for your audience.
Definitely for sport.
Yeah, why not though? It's like people have them for way worse reasons, right?
Yeah.
Accidentally, at least this one was on purpose.
Some people have them for a check, you know.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Most people.
yeah, potentially. How
Especially
many,
in
right?
Florida.
Yeah, for sure. This place just comes with a baby. If you get moved down to Florida, your ID comes with a free baby. Just like, all right, here, take this too.
Yeah, you go to high school, they already have a daycare there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
O'Galley has a daycare.
O'Galley, yeah. Shout out to O'Galley, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're pregnant, come here, you know what I mean? Which is cool. They got to go somewhere, right?
No, it's good.
Yeah. And, you know, being from O'Galley, the ladies of there needed a little taste of like, you know, hey, it's okay to be a mom, too. You don't just have to be a hood rat.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You know,
Everybody that lived off Post Road was a hood rat.
Yeah, like, at least the little section I'm from, it was like cooler to be, you know, smoking blunts in cars and stuff like that more than it was like a homemaker per se.
Yeah,
you know,
no, that's true.
Yeah.
I got caught in high school smoking weed, and I got sent to a Bance.
Oh, really? Yeah, I went to O'Baines.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh,
was
shit.
it the one past like a little north of 192?
I went to the one off of Wickham.
Oh,
it was like
okay.
straight off of Wickham, right past Eastern Florida State College.
I think that's the exact one I went to.
Yeah.
10th grade. Yeah, I got caught with weed too. Yeah, for sure at school. You know what I
My
mean?
senior year, and I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I was like, they caught me. I was like, there's a like, you know, a little roach in my car. Can you come get it out before they get it and test it?
Yeah.
And because I had the possibility of going to like juvenile
Allegedly.
detention. Yeah, allegedly. And he was like, well, you're fucked. Click.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Learn this lesson real
But
quick.
I had good grades, so they didn't send me to juvie. They just sent me to advance. Yeah, they're like, we're going to kick you out for 9 weeks. And my mom was so upset that I couldn't play powder puff.
Oh,
like,
right.
What?
Yeah, your future
I'm
is
like, you care
over.
more about powder puff football than anything else?
You were going to be pro.
I'm like, no, Mom.
I had shit riding on this.
Yeah. Oh, shit. So,
This is crazy though, right? Like
yeah.
it's like being in the jungle, like when you're young and in those schools, because especially if you're not really a bad kid, you get thrown into the jungle of like the worst kids in your age range.
Yeah.
Surviving it's totally.
I'm like,
a
wait,
wild
you
thing.
stabbed somebody last week?
No, for real. Whenever I got there, I was the only white kid, so my nickname was Sugar for a real long time. And by the time the school ended, everyone had already been kicked out. It was already over with, and I was one of the last people left. Everyone thought I dealt coke. And I was in 10th grade, so I don't know how old you are, like 15, 16. They're like, oh, he's a coke dealer. I just wrote it out after a while, like, yeah, I'll stab you.
Yeah, no, they called me Snowflake.
I think
yeah,
you
because
must
I was
get
the
a white
only
name if you
I was the
go
only
there,
white
yeah.
kid there. Yeah.
Well, shout out to being the white kids
Yeah,
in our
dude.
bands. That's Snowflake
I didn't know
and
we
Sugar.
had that in common.
No, that's us. Yeah,
It's funny.
That's the best.
Yeah, Snowflake, and then they had us going to those. They were like AA meetings for children.
Oh wow, they didn't have that. When I was there,
at night they would send us to this. Like we go to school during the day, and then at night it was like 7 p.m. So I guess we wouldn't go out and party and do dumb shit.
For sure,
Which we'd do it after.
After you're just meeting everybody else is cool. Like, oh, you like drugs too? Let's hang out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why are you putting all the bad kids together? That's the worst decision.
Like, who's
you could-
got what? Yeah, for sure.
No, but yeah, we go to this little building, and drugs are bad.
Yeah.
This is how you deal with family relationships. That's all they would teach us.
Yeah, to a degree, it is right too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like when you're in high school, you don't know better, but yeah, like you probably shouldn't be snorting coke or something. You know what I mean? Like focus on the simple stuff. You know?
Yeah, geometry.
Yeah. And two, like it's weird to be in an AA when it is like a weed, because it's like, yeah, I was smoking weed after school, and like the other guy is like, I was on crack. Like, oh, shit, like we're different though. It's different.
Yeah, it doesn't. They should put us into groups.
Yeah, like what were you busting
These are the
with?
potheads.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. No, I made friends there. I made a lot of friends there, but don't talk to them obviously anymore. I don't talk to nobody from high school.
For especially old bands. Like, what is there to catch up on? Like, how was prison?
You still do? Yeah, you still do drugs, or you do
still
something
alive?
with your life?
For sure. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I met
was
a
interesting.
lot of my good dealers, weed dealers from, that, honestly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you put all these guys together?
No,
like, we're
it's
just
a
going to cause
horrible
even
idea.
more of a ruckus.
Our teacher was like scared as hell of everybody in the class, you know.
And so they put a bunch of white teachers in there too.
Yeah,
We didn't have
for
one
sure.
black teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no wonder why all these kids are pissed off.
Yeah.
They got nobody to relate to.
No, it's like the worst teachers. Like, it's teachers who also got kicked out of school. Like, you have to go teach there, you know.
Yeah, it's like worse than a gym teacher.
We found weed in your purse. Like, you have to go to events and teach there.
Just sell all the kids drugs.
No, for sure. Like, who's the worst teacher? Send them.
Yeah.
Yeah. People just got expelled all the time when I was there, though, because you got kicked out so easily because it was already the last straw. So, you know, that was common.
Yeah, you do anything wrong, they're like, goodbye.
I used to sneak away and smoke cigarettes and do shit like that, but I feel like, you know, there's people so much worse than me. Like, they're like, oh, he's not going to cause any real problems. You know?
I did the same thing because I was smoking cigarettes at the time. So I do it at my high school too, because my senior year, they would let you go leave those premises to smoke cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you can't smoke weed, but go ahead. Smoke a stone. Yeah.
No, Galley was not like that. They were certainly like, I think they had like, you know, those hardcore principal / police, like, we're here to really make sure everything's high and tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to check me. I guess I was like, it was our crew of friends. And we would have like matching beaded necklaces.
Yeah.
They would always pull us out of class, like tell us about the gang and stuff. Like, dude, like we're literally
like interrogating you.
Yeah, we're like 16. Like, we're just
like you guys committed murder.
They
or
were
something.
hardcore. They were hardcore.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, I mean, I get it, authority, right? But most of us resist authority.
Dude, there's something to look at about, like, because I'm about to be sending my kids to school, there's something to be looked at, like, the false authority of, like, public education. Like, you put yourself in a pretty standard job as far as things go. It's not any more than working for the city or, you know, doing something, but all of a sudden there's this authoritarian, like, I can tell these kids what to do, or I should make the rules on how it should be. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these teachers are just trying to catch a paycheck too, right? They're just like, I don't really care. You know?
It's like the power thing that people get. Like
over minors, though. You know,
yeah,
it's
weird.
It's like an odd thing. I want to look at the public school system like, are we sure? You know?
No, I don't know. I tell, that's another thing why I'm trying to do comedy. Obviously, I came to like love it naturally, but it's like, I want to be home with my kid.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be sending my kid off to like some stranger every day, all day. Like if I want to be able to have the means and the money to be able to be like, all right, I can be there when I want to be and not have to work, 20-hour days, killing myself,
That's our generation's dream. That's what we're all kind of working on. And I'm a tattooer, so obviously like a lot of my time gets spent doing that, but I watch them every morning. But I've tried to make sure that, hey, like this amount of my life is dedicated to them because that's why I want it to be, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why we all strive to like be in control of our time. Mm-hmm. Or how do we want to? It's going to have to work whether you're in this room or on stage. It's like it's going to require work. But
exactly
to be in control of, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go work that show Fridays because I want to. Not like, all right, it's 9 to 5 and I better be there, or else somebody who really is on the same level as me is going to be like, you have a warning or something,
Yeah, like getting written up and dumb shit like that for being late. I'm like, I got kids.
Yeah, just bring them with you. Like, you see, you can't write me up when I have the kids, I remember hating that about, like, work outside of my current industry, like, going into the restaurant, and the manager is, like, 3 years younger than me, and is like, you're 7 minutes late. I'm gonna let it go with a warning. Like, bro, you're not late. I'll just leave.
It's crazy. The corporate world drives me insane.
And are you still 10 toes in?
Oh God, yeah. I have no choice but to be. But
you're in so deep too. It's like they need you over there too. You can't just be like, I'm leaving.
No, I will get up and leave as soon as I can. But got to have a certain means to be able to do that. But that's what I'm working on. So I'll get there.
Well, where is it in like what would it be for you? A show, like a TV show, or like a paid podcast that's sponsored, or where is it for you?
What I think is, honestly, no. I know it's going to happen, but I think the fan base will grow on the podcast, and then I'll be able to tour with my comedy.
Oh,
so
that's the
goal. That's what I'm trying to do. Because once you can get, enough following on like a podcast or any YouTube, anything, once you can
Yeah.
get that shit monetized, you sell your own merch. It's like there's so many avenues you can make the income to make it work. So it's just a matter of time, right? Like
Yeah.
it could take 10 years, but
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
care.
No,
It could
yeah,
take
for
15, it could
sure.
take 20
Yeah.
years, but I don't care. I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, pursuing it is pursuing it. I'll even tell you like this, like, just from my industry is different than comedy, honestly, but it's not in the sense of where you're just trying to be yourself and follow your passion. Things are gonna hit and then it's gonna drop and hit and drop. Even the biggest comedy guys like Jim Carrey, like be in a big old movie and then you won't hear about him or people hate him for 3 years. It's just the ebb and flow of being yourself, unfortunately. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's, oh, Alex is awesome, we love her. And then like 3 weeks later, it's like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at Alex and stuff. She ain't that funny. And then,
No,
like,
I try
5
to
years-
show them all the crazy up front. So they know
Right.
what I'm
Yeah, they're
getting.
like what they know what they're expecting right away. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't think I'd ever want to be like that big, like to
Yeah.
where like you can't even walk down the street without somebody
Yeah.
saw. Like I want like comedy fans to recognize me and that's it.
Right,
like people
yeah.
that know comedy and are like deep in comedy be like, oh shit, yeah.
I can say that maybe about Kill Tony. He's popular online, but I don't think it's not like he's been in every major movie and stuff. So there's that medium level, like you're known, people like you make money, but you're not. You can still eat at Cracker Barrel without people giving you a hard time. you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like most people I come across, they have no idea what Kill Tony is. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, okay, because we use it to promote the shows around here.
Yeah.
Because like, why not? Like,
No,
it's a great
big
badge
name
to
in
promote.
it. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
For comedy fans. But that's the thing is like, that's the perfect, like, for me, it's like the perfect level.
Oh yeah.
Kind of under the radar, but you're not under.
It's the highest under the radar.
Yeah.
It's like the underground popularity thing. Like it has a movement. Definitely use the Kill Tony anything you do. Epic Inc. was 10 years old, but even the lease I just got is like I was on a TV show. You know, it's like you gotta have those.
Yeah, it's like
add
a
up,
credit,
right?
like yeah.
And I will say that you got to start stacking them.
Yeah. No,
I was on
definitely.
TV 10 years ago, like great grandpa. You know, what I mean? So I was like, what did you do recently?
It's still
you
cool
know?
as fuck though.
No, it is cool, but it is like you can't. I don't think there's like one thing that you can just sit on when you're trying to make it. Maybe for like a big movie star, but there's not one thing at a bluegrass level that you can be like, all right, I did it, and now I'm cool forever. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, you got to go do the next thing.
It's funny how I hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, I just need one viral video." I'm like, it does
Right,
not
no,
work
it
like
doesn't.
that. I'm like, you gotta work,
Yeah,
like you gotta
for
put
real.
in work. You can't just like post a video and it gets like 3 million views and you're good. It doesn't work like that.
Hey, I'm the guy from the,
Nobody's gonna,
the fish hit me in the face video. You remember me?
Yeah, there's billions of people in the world.
And honestly, it's like, obviously social media is real. Obviously building up is real. But even in my own experience, like going viral doesn't always equalize like anything next. The shop, we made a new TikTok. I never had TikTok, made TikTok, putting up random stuff. I finally put up like one. It was really nothing, but it just happened to go through the algorithm and it had 150,000 views. Not one of them hit me up and was like, hey, I also want a tattoo from you. You know what I mean? It's just people taking a dump being like, oh, that's interesting.
Exactly.
So you really do have to consistently be given some sort of content that people care about,
Yeah.
right? Or relate to.
Yeah, and it's the world we live in today, unfortunately. But I'm like, what I like about comedy is like I can be myself, and like you either like me or you don't.
For sure, yeah, no, that's the best thing, Comedy, I like comedy in the sense where it is people being themselves. There's a lot of like, I won't say unfortunately, but kind of you have to take on that attitude of like, whatever's going on in the world is ironically funny. Like, oh, that's funny, isn't it? Whether it is or not.
Yeah.
Not like laughy funny, but like I don't care about anything, and that's what's funny, So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most comedians act that way or naturally act that way because of all the shit they.
Oh, for sure.
So
That's
it's like, I can make anything. Like you could talk
Yeah.
about your grandma just died, and I'm gonna start laughing.
Like
Sorry.
I have trauma. Really, like being a comedian is a trauma response, right? Like I've been through enough where nothing phases me, so I'll just talk about anything.
Yeah. I feel like, I honestly, I tell people this. I'm like, I think anybody could really be a comedian if they wanted to be.
Right.
Because I feel like so many people have been through, everyone's been through something, right? And like, as long as you have the capability to make fun of that and like make the light of it,
That's
it's like,
true,
you could. So many people make fun of the shit they've been through, and I'm just like, oh, well, like,
Which probably
that's
the
a good
soul of
thing.
comedy, right? It's like, hey, life sucks sometimes, but here's a little joke about it, It almost makes it funnier.
Yeah. So when did you start tattooing? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Yeah. when I was 13, and I took a razor blade and a Bic pen and put one in my ankle. And then years later, I would get an apprenticeship with Abe Hilario. Shout out to my mentor, Abe. We're on it's been long enough where I can say this. So I used to be in illicit movement of medications back when I was really young, and I got in a lot of trouble a lot of times. And one of the people that supplied me was a older, not like old, a senior, but older than me, was a really cool guy, and he used to hook me up with different stuff. And one day the guy opened up shop, and my buddy who was my supplier called me and he's like, hey, like, I know you can draw, I know this and that, why don't you come meet this guy? And so on one end, one time I got busted with 99 Xanax that the guy gave me and had to, go on probation and do all this stuff. But the same guy is the guy who introduced me to my tattoo mentor. So it's like one life leads to the other, And then obviously once tattooing worked for me, that other lifestyle was immediately dropped off, because I had something to sink my teeth into. And that's kind of how it happened. My illicit street lifestyle led to the connection, introduced me to the dude, and it was all, it's 18 years later now.
Yeah, it's like full circle shit.
Yeah, it really comes
you
around.
Look back and you're like, damn, I did do that for a reason.
Well, it's hard to have like, I regret a lifestyle, but that's what made everything work out.
Yeah. I think it's good to look back because, to me, I'm just like, shit, you could look back and say you regret everything, you hate where you're at, or you want to be somewhere different. And I'm just like, honestly, I feel like all the shit that happens to you is meant for something. Like, it's meant for something.
I think
it's got to be.
You can. I don't like to think that like your future set in stone. I think you can adjust how it's gonna go. But by the time your past happens, like there it is. You can either regret it or look on it like, what's the lesson or what did it lead to? You know, at least in your common day. But you can't lose your foot in a horrible accident and be like, oh, I'm glad that happened, but maybe you can, because maybe it's like, well, hey, now I can appreciate my hands more, or
exactly.
So how do you look at it? Gratitude's the attitude.
God's
right?
been like, you ain't been appreciating your hands enough.
No,
we're gonna take off both your feet.
No, for real, you just never know. So even the word, I've heard it said before. It's cliche, but cliche is just true. It's like the more you can appreciate even the bad shit that's happened to you, the more you'll appreciate your current day, right? Like, hey, those things sucked.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to be here today.
It's probably just a good perspective to have. I've noticed as I got older, because when I was younger, I'd harp on all the bad shit going on in my life, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Why isn't everything perfect for me?
Exactly.
Sure,
this is life. We're supposed to live it, whether it's fucked up or not. You want something to drink? You thirsty?
Sure.
I got water. You want?
Let's look at one of your future sponsors. Yeah, hand me a future sponsor's beverage and let me hold it up. I'll take a berry tea. Never been into peach, I'm a Florida guy. I've never made it up to Georgia.
Not to Georgia.
I love drinking a cold Liquid Death right before I go on a podcast.
Yeah, Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. Thanks, Liquid Death.
Begging them to sponsor. They will be my
perfect.
first sponsor.
It reminds me of the Forrest Gump scene. I love using ping pong paddle every time. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, we got a ping pong table instead of a dining room table.
That's brilliant. What do you want to do? Sit around a table and look at each other, or you want to be like
no.
Fight for what's for dinner? I said Chick-fil-A.
Burgers or Chick-fil-A? Who's winning?
I've actually been betting on table tennis lately. I'm not a big gambler, but someone introduced me. Yeah.
No way.
Not even lying. Hard Rock Bet, other sponsor. No.
Yeah, let's go. I got a ping pong table.
Yeah, it's literally dudes are from all over, and and I haven't seen, it's mostly white German dudes, so maybe it's a certain thing I'm watching or something. It seems very European, I guess is the best way to say it. And I've been placing little $5 bets on whoever the favorite is. They say who's most likely to win.
Yeah.
And I win $2 on $5.
That's pretty cool.
A lot though, yeah.
That's almost 50%.
No, for real. It's and I keep being I should put more money on to win more, and I'm no, that's something you do in the bathroom for fun for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Check it when I get home. I won $6.
I used to watch the tournaments, and they get crazy. It's actually really fun to watch.
It's cool. They go live once you bet, or you can stream it, but you can stream it when you bet on it. And that's, I think, what got me hooked is I just want like 15 minutes of clack, 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 clack. Maybe I like the noise or something. Weird OCD.
You're going to have to send that to me. I want to watch that.
No,
I want to start
awesome.
betting on table tennis.
It's on Hard Rock Bet.
There we go. I'm going to have
You
to
just
go.
look on table tennis. I just don't like that, gambling is an addiction and it can ruin people's lives. So I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm going to go big, but like $20 watch a few rounds while I'm in the bathroom, and then like lose $20 or win 6, you know what I mean? It's all good.
Yeah, Alex, when he doesn't ever gamble like online, nothing like that. But when we go on vacation, if there's a place, we'll go to the place. And I'm like, listen, $100. We'll each take out $100, and then we're getting the fuck out of here.
If you can't play within your cap, that means that you have, I don't want to say the addiction, but that means you have the thing that messes people up the most.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, I've got an addictive personality. I can't be out here. I'm like sitting at penny slots. I'm like, we got to go.
One more go. It's like, it's cool, dude. You spent $100. And that's why they say in there, it's like gambling's for entertainment. So it's like, how much would you spend on a concert? $100 or something? Like, cool, then go spend it, and if you win, cool. If not, you were having fun. But you should never look at it and be like,
stress.
I gotta get my family out the trenches. Yeah, like, no, not like this, bro.
Yeah,
not on table tennis at 2 a.m. In Germany.
Imagine somebody just in the middle of the night or all day just betting on table tennis,
for sure.
just hoping to get their family out.
Yeah. How'd you lose your wife, bro? Like, oh, she divorced me after losing our savings on table tennis in Germany.
My God.
Yeah, like, you're done.
Yeah, my dad was a big Poker Stars guy back in the day when it first came out, because it was legal in Florida, so anybody could bet. And whenever he had to use the bathroom, I was like 8 years old. He taught me how to play it. He's like, you either fold if you have this, or you call if you have this. Anything else, don't touch it.
But you're there sweating at 8 years old, like,
it's like, Dad, you probably shouldn't be teaching me this.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a good skill, though, right?
No, but we got dirt bikes for Christmas that year. So.
No, yeah. That is the thing about some gambling. It's like, you could win. That's why that's the draw, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could,
But then we had to pawn them like 6 months later.
No, there's like the real reality of like gambling.
Yeah, you get to entertain. You're entertained for 6 months, and then it goes away.
Yeah, money sometimes, then you're dead poor the other time.
Yeah, no, gambling is scary. I've seen the grips of that. It's crazy. I didn't know. You would never think gambling could be an addiction.
It is.
It's just like video games or something, but with money.
No, with your money, your real money. Yeah. That's why I'm careful about it, It's the same thing as like the addiction of like working hard on any of your dreams. The potential to make it is there. But in gambling, it's like a lot more right away, right?
Which
is what
Reward.
we all love. Yeah, it's like, hey, I'd love to get rich today on this parlay. Like, it's probably not gonna happen,
Because if you, I don't know, I feel like if I won the lottery, like I'd freak the fuck, like my head would probably explode.
Yeah.
But I don't ever bet on it.
That's my only wish for either of us, that we hit the lottery. You know what I mean?
Alex, occasionally he'll go to the gas station and get a ticket. I saw him sitting on the bed the other day. And he's like, do you win if you get 2 numbers? And I'm like, I don't know.
You win my love.
Yeah, that's about it.
I think it's 4 or 5. I play lottery every once in a while. You got to play to win, right? You'll never win if you don't go buy that $1 ticket. That's for
true.
Sure,
You never win anything if you don't put anything.
You got to put it out
you
there.
You got to put something in there.
Yeah. And I am an extremely lucky person, but I tend to find that luck through effort. It's never like a dumb luck, like I bought a ticket and I'm rich. It's always like, if I worked at it, it'll work out type of luck, Things will go my way if I'm like avidly working on myself. So I am very lucky, but it's generally not like the dumb luck.
Yeah.
I'm like 1% too smart for dumb luck. I'm not smart at all, but I'm like, just on
Bust
the
your ass luck.
I'm like past that line. Like, well, you're not dumb enough to be lucky, but if you work at it, you'll find luck within the work, you know?
Yeah, that's how I feel with like this shit. I'm just like, if I keep doing it, like, so even if I do it for 50 fucking years, like something will come out of it.
No, hell yeah. You talk about kids or your future. Like, let's say you never made $1 and never had like one follower, never did anything with it, but like your kids or future people like watch it and your life exists and your attitude exists, and it's all art. This is art. All art is like proof of life, proof of existence. So you do it for that.
That's true.
You know?
I agree with that. Shit. So I remember last time we talked, maybe it was a while back, but you do any video games still or no?
Yeah, I was playing Fallout real big there for a while,
Yeah.
and you know, people are starting to love Fallout more because they got the show coming out on Amazon. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes, we
first
started
one was
watching
really
it. We
good.
haven't finished it yet.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
it's
it is
like
cool.
it's just different, you know. So I think that's cool. And yeah, I haven't played it lately because some kids, you know, I got them kids, them snarling kids in my house. Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
Why are you on? You playing?
No, I'm just surprised to see how video games have changed because, like, in connection with like the gambling, you have to pay for stuff now.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, you buy the game, you get everything that comes
You were done.
with it.
You can beat it and give it out.
You get all the skins. Now you got to pay $10 to have purple camo skin.
Oh, for sure. That's because they were smart. They figured out it was about community. People just want to hang out with each other, and then just like going out in real life, you might buy a new outfit, but you're just online. Buy the skin. Like, look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is cool. It's cool because it gives people an opportunity that they might not want to go out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they can stay at home.
Yeah, I just get mad because I'll be looking because I have one friend that I'll play online like Halo or Battlefield or Call of Duty or whatever, and I'll be looking through skins. I'm like, oh man, that looks so cool, but I'm like, I gotta pay $25
for real, like $30 for like the color to
like,
change
it's half
on
the
my
price
guy.
of the game.
Yeah, they gotta figure it out over there at those software developers, and too there because it's like. People got like a kid at home that are like, Dad, I really want, the purple skin. And he's like, I haven't been showing you enough love. So here's 25 Roblox or, whatever it is.
If not, the kid will just steal the credit card.
No,
anyway.
for sure. Yeah. I just turned into a hacker. Yeah. No, yeah.
My mom said when I was a kid, I took her card and I went online and I bought like Barbies. And I wonder if kids still do that. If they just like steal their parents' shit and just because they're so smart now with all the technology. Do your kids pick up technology super quick?
Yeah. Both of them already know everything about using a tablet. All the way down to learning games to like Angry Birds to all that stuff. And the girl's only 2.5. She don't know like him, but the 5-year-old. But here's the thing, like our parents were like, don't play video games, you're not going to get anywhere. And there is like screen rot. If you give your kid 24 hours of like screen time, expect them to have like a rotten brain, It's like they
like
won't
a broken
even
robot.
be here. Yeah, like are you on Earth? Like, drooling and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I make sure to institute them with it because they'll be living in that world, right? You're going to have to understand all this. And
it's a part of education.
Yeah, and if you're just always with it and grow with it. And this is like a boring story, but I'm going to tell it real quick. My kid plays a Transformers game, and in it, you have to like get money and save money to buy things that you want, like fake money, digital money. So he's got like a small understanding of like economics. You know what I mean? I got to save 50 diamonds if I want that thing, so I can't blow it on this. And it's like, so in a sense, it's good for him, but also be like, clean up this shit, and then you can get 30 minutes on your pad. So you really need to. I have used it to my benefit. So
It's a good balance. I got to balance. I've been trying to balance my shit because like that shit'll suck you in.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Like my Instagram, like if I'm just looking at people's stories or something and I see like a reel in a story, I'll just click on it and then here I am just I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
I think it's all about balance, right? Or I don't want to say balance, I want to say harmony. Like we do the things we love, but we don't overdo anything. Like, all right, cool. I'm in the bathroom or I'm laying down late at night, I can scroll, but like 2 hours of doom scrolling. That's not good for anybody.
Oh, I have a hard time with that, but I'm getting better. I like, especially on the weekends, I'll shut my phone off.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I bought binoculars so I could watch birds.
You end up just watching somebody else on their phone.
Watching somebody else's reel.
Like scrolling.
That would be funny as shit. Yeah.
That's
I'm not on my phone. It don't mean it.
We're in tune to it, though, and that's in the weirdest way, we're all in touch with each other now in a giant web to a degree. Like, I can check in and I can see what you're doing and what some other buddies are doing and what's going on. It's just like when you're... Okay, there's a guy in India building a hut out of, a bamboo stick. Like, maybe you've reached the end of the internet. It's time to, like, put it down.
Yeah.
I try to wait till something triggers me. I try to scroll until I see something that that I have a comment about.
You want to, you're like,
and that's when it's time to just turn.
You know how many times I've typed something out and I'm just like, never mind.
That's when it's time. That's how you know it's time. Like, oh, I'm engaged. Like, nah, you're out. You're done.
I'm like, this is meant to make me upset.
It's like,
I'm like, I put reels out for the same reason.
Yeah, for sure,
I try to upset people.
I hope you go back and edit this one, like, you know, like Trump or something. You know, like, Trump and Elon or something.
No, when I do the solo ones, I'll just say like just some off the wall, like crazy, like some stuff I believe, but some is just like I'm gonna say this just to piss people off.
For sure, you got to as well. You know, it's like, hey, I want to hear their opinions too. Doing what I, tattooing. If you put up a tattoo in the world online, the same thing with anything online. You're gonna have people that love it, and then that one person's gonna come out the woodwork like, well, you suck. You know.
Yeah.
What I like the most is this is how you know your content's doing well. You got to put it out there, talk to the first few people, and then as soon as you can get 2 other people to argue on your post, like that's when you're doing it. Like you're out of it now.
That's true.
I posted something about science. Someone was like, you should paint the windows, or you should hire someone to paint the windows, and then somebody else is something like, he's an artist, he could paint the windows, and the third person's like, not every artist paints windows. I'm like, all right, this is starting to go. Like, and I'm out. I got nothing to say about it. You guys figure it out.
You don't need to engage in the post. They're just doing it for you.
Yeah, that's when your content's moving. So.
No, I've noticed. I had a friend have one reel get like, it was like fucking 7 million views on Instagram because she was talking about the Sierra Mist thing that apparently it wasn't a real thing. It was like clickbait, but she didn't know. She was talking about it.
Yeah.
And arguments after arguments in the comments just go, it's not real. This girl's so stupid. But it's like, when you like engage people like that, it just boosts. There's something about anger that boosts content.
People hating other people through other people. We love that, right? Yeah.
I try not to look. I'll just like, if I respond to like, if people say whatever, I don't even read it. I'll like put laughing emojis.
No, yeah, what else can you do? Yeah, especially your platform is like where your feelings hurt during my comedy thing. You know, I'm sorry, and that's also the point, right?
Yeah, no, it's a little ridiculous, people, but it's a part of it.
You're in a perfect age for like trigger comedy though, like the current state of politics and state and world. You can kind of say anything.
Yeah,
we should come up with something real controversial before we're done.
Yeah, I don't know. There is that whole feud going on with the Trump and Elon.
Right? Yeah,
insane that's going on.
I saw, and this is the thing, you can't believe the internet either, but I guess supposedly Elon Musk did say that Trump is on that Epstein list, and that's why it didn't get released.
Yeah.
And then Trump wants to come back and be like, he's a Nazi. So I guess like that's what they're saying. And I'm over here like trying to figure out which is worse. I don't want to say the pedophile is worse for sure, but then I'm like, but the Nazis probably were doing shit to kids too, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just like, man.
There's a lot going on, a lot. I honestly, again, distractions.
No, if we look at our full conversation and we talk about like what gets content to move, people arguing amongst each other, and then we're like, oh, these guys are arguing amongst each other. At what point are we like just in a low level matrix of like just seeing bullshit and being
real
like,
life is Instagram reels?
I have ideas about things that I see,
Yeah.
Because who doesn't, right? You see something you're gonna have like, I have a feeling.
Oh, no, for sure. Like, that's what, anytime I watch anything, I judge. We all judge the fuck out of it.
I thought I was smart for so long these days. I'm like, nah, like, let's just be dumb. Dumb it down. I don't know anything, right? I'm not educated in any of this stuff. I don't even have Twitter, By the time I see what somebody said, it's like in a deep, dark, real dive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I always, like, anytime I meet anybody new, I'm just like, and I'm like getting serious conversation, I'm like, listen, I'm retarded, but.
No, you have to. I'm totally like that, Yeah. I always have ideas like at the studio and stuff, and I'm like, but listen, if I was so smart, you know what I mean? I'd be on like a boat somewhere doing something, not like in here working. So
exactly.
I can't be all my like promotion ideas, they sound good, but here I am still.
Yeah, no, I feel that 1,000%. That the world it's just nuts.
Yeah. It is up to us though, right? Like, the world's nuts, but me and you were in here talking, you know what I mean? Having a cool time. It is about that. It's about not letting all the exterior stuff like get to you where it's affecting your life, and you're like cussing out a guy with a Trump sticker just
I don't understand
because you just got off TikTok, just got off Fox News. Yeah. Luckily, you know, I'm so dumb about a lot of that stuff. It's like I just try to not let it affect me. Or it's like storm in Normandy Beach, like bullets are flying everywhere. I just got to run my hardest. You know, I don't get hit.
You're diving.
For sure. Yeah, I got to make it to the buck. People are exploding left and right around me. And I just like keep on going, you know.
You know what? I'll just drown myself in the ocean.
No, like for real, just keep moving forward no matter what.
No, yeah. I was going through a time where I was, you know, becoming an adult, learning about the world. And, you know, if you do let it, I almost let it get to me, but then I did mushrooms and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. Kind of untether yourself from like who you think you are, or your involvement you think you have.
Yeah, no, 1,000%.
Mushrooms, and especially like acid. I took a lot of acid back in the day too, but it's good for I think I told you this before, actually, when you were on your journey. I was like, they're great to take. You can take for a long time, but eventually you realize you're exactly who you are, where you're at, and your feet are on the ground, and you know, you've explored, but now, okay, I know the mysteries of the universe, but here I am in this fucking chair, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I still have to like go to work, you know? Like, I unraveled the universe, but I got work at 9, so I still gotta like get back to real shit. But it is good to just realize like, the universe is the universe. You're in it. You know, the things you might think are important right now might not be in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
A grass plant is growing. You know, like the universe is just happening. Yeah, and you're in it. You know, you're part of it.
Yeah.
To try to sit back and enjoy that when you can, when you're not in pain or like not dealing with some emotional struggle. You know, it's just like, all right, here I am. I'm in it. I'm breathing, doing what humans were supposed to breathe air and breathe out nitrogen. And you're supposed to eat and drink and piss and poop, you know, for fertilizer.
Yeah.
So it's like...
you know what's funny is when you said that to me, the human filter thing, that's stuck in my... I will never forget about that. I don't know why I stood to this day. I still remember that conversation we had about like, our purpose would just be human filters. I'm like, that's
purpose.
true.
Yeah, it's your purpose.
I'm like, that's so true.
I mean,
like, we're just a part of the ecosystem. I only did mushrooms like 3 times. I was like, I'm good.
What else do you need to know?
I was like, I don't need any more.
Yeah, what else do you need to know?
Like, I think I can just go move forward. Somebody was telling me about combo. You ever try combo?
I don't know what that is. No.
So combo is like it's like a fat frog in like the jungle regions, and they extract poison from it. Oh. And they just poke you with it with like a needle.
Wow. Yeah.
And like apparently what it does is it makes you like get rid of all your toxins in your body. Oh, like if you've been this is like their theory, right? Yeah. I don't know. I've never tried it.
I'm not a scientist.
I'm retarded, but anyways, this is what I learned because this guy that he's a newer comedian and he's been coming out doing the open mics and he's from these jungle regions. I gotta ask him exactly where it is, but he was just like, I'm from the jungle and we do combo. I'm like, all right. But his family brought it over here and they started like a business to where they do it like as like a homeotherapy, like whatever. Yeah. So he was telling me basically what it does is like if you've been eating like, you know, just shitty foods in general or you're going through whatever, you do the combo, you throw up or you shit and then you like, your mind is just clear. Oh, wow. And you just like, he said it's like 20 minutes and you're just like, he says you throw up like black tar because it's like poison and shit. And I'm like, all right, that sounds great. I'm like, sounds like you're about to die. And he's like, actually, your brain thinks you're dying while you're doing it. I'm like, okay.
Your brain thinks you've been stung by a poison frog.
But he says like right after and it's like a extended period of time. Like you get this like clarity and like, oh, like this is why this is this or this is. I'm like, I'm curious. I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm like done trying
to give it a shot?
I don't know. I thought about it, but I'm like, do I need it? I don't know. I do eat shitty food. Like I eat hot Cheetos every once in a while.
Like there's easier cleanses, Alex.
Like maybe I should just start eating healthier.
Have you heard of a smoothie cleanse? You know what I mean?
Like juicing?
Yeah. Where's Alex? She's in the jungles
getting poison frogs.
Cleansing out the McDonald's from the other day.
Yeah.
I would totally do it, but I would like, you know, I would need to be in the jungle, right? Like I would need to be in that lifestyle. I'm definitely not going to like take poison frog and then go home to my family and be like, I'm clear. Blacks aren't coming out.
Yeah.
I think not getting getting high off of real drugs days is definitely behind me, but you never know, right? Or maybe when I'm in an old folks' home, like, oh, you got mushrooms? Fuck it, you know?
I did think, I was like, man, you know, like if I get to a point where my life's about to end, I wish they gave you like a list of what drugs you want to try.
Oh,
And you get to
that'd be
pick
the
like 3 or
best.
something.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I want to try crack. I want to try like.
Dude, drugs have become more common. I just saw the other day, they're like, ketamine at home. Like, have you been struggling with depression? Like, we now, you know, have a ketamine at home service. And I was like, damn, like back in the day, you just had to get like some K from the dealer at Obance. You know what I mean? And do it illegally. Now they're just showing up like, oh,
Yeah.
are you depressed? Oh.
I know a comedian that does comedy on ketamine.
Really?
And I'm like, you're
Yeah.
crazy.
Is it
I'm like,
not
I've
just
never
the
done ketamine,
sleep?
but that's insane.
I did it. This is like 20 years ago, probably. I've done it before and like went into one of those, you know, where you're just sitting on the couch in a different world type of scenarios. But yeah, I couldn't imagine just like getting K'd up and going and doing a set or going and doing anything really. When I did it, I was like stuck in the couch in the corner for like 3 hours.
I'm starting to think maybe he's not doing ketamine.
Maybe it's probably a microdose thing too, right?
Maybe.
Same thing in mushrooms. You can take.
I don't know what it
little bit
does.
and,
What does it do?
When I did what was sold as ketamine, at least I believe I went into what they consider a K hole, and I was sitting on my homeboy Cobra's couch for like 3 hours, just kind of like
Oh, so you're
but-
awake. You don't like.
you know, lucid dream. Like, I don't think that I was awake and aware of my surroundings, but I think that like you ever been like about to fall asleep and you're like kind of in that dream, then like you trip and wake up and like, but you never really were out. I would say a state of that, like a lucid dream state where I was aware of the stuff around me, but I was in my thoughts,
Yeah.
you know. Which is similar almost to like opioids. You know, you ever taken any opioids or anything like that?
Kratom.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah. Back when I first started tattooing, we would take like those blues, like those Oxycontins and stuff. It
Yeah.
was more popular because there's all those pill mills. And yeah, like you would take one of those and, you know, I'd be like playing pool with some of my best friends and then like, oh, no, I'm just sitting in my house.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, like how do you ever see like people nodding out like, oh,
Yeah.
like I'm just sitting in the real world, like at the
shit.
pool hall. Hey, Alex, what's going on? And then like kind of jerk out of it, like, oh shit, I'm at home on my couch. And,
Oh, shit.
and my sandwich is on my lap.
But
or
it feels
something,
like that
you know?
real.
Yeah. You know, you don't know to second guess it, right? You know, almost
Yeah.
like a dream is. You don't know you're in a dream until you do, and then you wake up, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I really
Don't do drugs, kid.
No, do drugs.
Yeah, or do
I'm a
it if you're-
retard, but do drugs.
If you're looking to play pool for free tonight.
If you want to bet on table tennis,
No,
but not
for
spend
sure,
money,
yeah,
just
no, yeah.
do ketamine.
Yeah, do
Or
some K,
opioids.
bet on table tennis.
Yeah. No, I've never done any opioids or just, you know,
That's a dangerous one, honestly.
Yeah.
We've lost a fair amount of friends to it. And then,
Beachside was always rampant with it when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got it. Nobody ever offered it to
Yeah,
me.
no, sorry.
I'm like, if they offered it to
Yeah,
me, trust me, I
yeah.
would have.
Nobody goes around offering their Oxycontin.
No.
Yeah.
No, I've only done like, you know, surgery shit,
Yeah,
but I
cool,
never
yeah.
like, I only, you know,
had
did it.
enough to like
I did
be
the
there.
one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
There's nothing there. It's almost like the mushrooms thing. Like at the end of the journey, you find out that you're in your own skin anyways. You know what I mean?
You're stuck, by the
Like
way.
you're there. It's
You're not
you.
going anywhere.
You're you. Yeah. Only your actions from this point will dictate what your life looks like.
Yeah.
You know, so.
No, 1,000%. Yeah. But kratom is, yeah, it's not an opioid, I guess. But
From what I understand, I've never done that. From what I understand, it's more of relaxed state. you know?
yeah, I did it for like a year, but it was like addictive.
Mm.
So I was drinking it every day for a whole year. And when I went on vacation, I had these like massive withdrawal symptoms. Like I was
Oh,
shaking.
wow.
I was like like cold sweats. Like
Yeah.
I was getting nauseous, like headaches, like all the whole thing. And I'm like, what is going on? I thought I was sick, but it went on for like the whole week I was gone. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I haven't had kratom because I just happened to look it up. I was like side effects of like kratom withdrawal, and it was that. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh shit.
like everything you're going through.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Yeah.
I'm like, it's either that or cancer, you know? Every time you look up
Oh,
something
yeah,
on the
yeah.
internet.
You're dead. Or you're coming off kratom. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
Never believe the internet
Yeah.
or the doctors.
Yeah,
Though.
no, for real. Like, don't believe nothing. Yeah, believe
Yeah.
your body, right? Like, what it's telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So almost with kratom, you don't even know you're addicted to it, right? You're just hanging hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been doing kava since I was like 15, and I just stopped that like 3 weeks. I've taken breaks off of it before, but I didn't realize I have an addictive personality though. So like I feel like anything can be addictive to me, like literally anything. Like if I was addicted to sitting on the couch, I'd just sit there, 24/7. But
sounds to me like you just like living. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just have no control.
Enjoy stuff. Yeah.
No.
To the max.
Yeah, no, 1,000. I'm either like 1,000 or 0. Like I'm never in between.
I feel that way about the things I enjoy though. As soon as I like something, I do like to sink my teeth in it. You know? It's like playing the same song you like 50,000 times.
Oh my God, I do that all the time.
Tired of this song.
Like I've been listening to the same song since I was like 13.
I think you're doing great, Alex. So,
I think you're doing great.
No, we're doing
need to
all
hear from me.
Yeah. No, I do. We all need to.
Yeah.
We all need to hear. It looks like you're trying to do great. You know what I mean? Because I'm modest. I'm certain you are too. It's like, oh, there's plenty to go, plenty to do. Because you kind of have your big dreams or your big plans. You know, even with the new studio, like, oh, you didn't. It's like, oh, no, still a lot going on. You know, but. I'm okay with the type of compliment from anybody that's like, it seems like you're doing your best or trying, you know?
No, you're doing fucking great. That shop looks cool. So how is it? How's it going? How long has it been now since it's been open? Like 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
No, we've been open a full month. May was our opening month. Well, I guess, May 4th was our grand opening. So it's been about 1 month. I think it's about June 4th or 5th now or something. So 1 full month. And, this is the best way I can explain it. I love the studio, love the place. I bit off like a big chunk of responsibility, so like that pops in my head a lot. Like, hey, you got this big ass responsibility now. Don't F up your family and the people that work with you and everybody else that kind of believes in it, So like that pops in my head daily for the past 5 months that I've been working on the studio. But that's really quickly followed by like that, like a natural belief and faith that like things will work out, that as long as I keep that attitude, like no, it's okay.
It's like you have to have that attitude.
We're gonna do it. And it's like, how's it gonna work? It's like, because I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, because whatever it takes, it's gonna work. So I think that's probably the mentality if you're healthy with all successes, right? Like, hey, are you gonna be doing it, and are you going to believe in it like so fully that people might think you're nuts? Like, you just have to.
Oh yeah, no, I've gotten so delusional to people call me nuts. I'm like, I'm gonna have a Netflix special. I'm gonna be a famous comedian. Sure. I'll say it.
And I know. Alex has always been cool with all your dreams as well and stuff. But sometimes when you tell people close to you what you're working on, I come home to my wife like, we're opening an expensive studio and we're going to give ourselves a heart attack. She's like, all right, like it sounds crazy, but let's do it. Sometimes you need support. And then sometimes, my mom still thinks I'm crazy. We had already shot Epic Ink and I'd already been tattooing over 10 years and owned my own studio already. When I came home, my neck tattoo, not home, but when I saw my mom and I had my neck tattoo, she's like, how are you ever going to get a job? I was like, I'm stuck doing this shit. Like, I've been way deep into this. So, some people believe you, some people won't, right?
No, it's true. I'm very lucky because this is like, I was surprised. I was like, he could tell me, because I'm out hanging with dudes all at night, in the late night, the hours doing comedy. Like, it can be a gross world. So I have to be on guard 24/7, especially as a female. But like, for him to be like all in with my comedy, I'm just like, I'm so fucking thankful because
he knows to believe in you at this point, right? You know what I mean?
He has no choice.
And you're solid as stone, so my wife could do the same thing, and obviously I would worry about her well-being, but I would know she wasn't out there like, ooh, now I'm gonna get into extra trouble. You know what I mean? We all know you guys had the same thing we have as far as like. We know the goal is to like have success and keep things stable. So
no, it's nice to have a good like foundation and a groundwork because like I feel like if I started this like maybe 3 years into the relationship instead of 10, it probably would have been a different story.
For sure. But that's like prioritizing. It's like these dreams, they almost have no value if you are by yourself or if there's nobody there to share them with at the end of the day.
1,000%.
So I'd rather not make it and have like my wife and my family than. All right, you're a millionaire now, and there's strangers around me, and everything's a little different. I like the authenticity of coming up with the people you love, right?
Yeah, no, because being in that space with nobody that you've known, it's like
right.
lonely as
How
shit.
many rich people are sad as fuck?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what
I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, he killed himself due to depression. Like, dude, he had $10 million. Like,
Yeah.
why'd he do that? You
I'm
know?
doing this to be happy, not to be a billionaire. You know?
No, yeah.
I do want to be able to sustain my lifestyle, obviously, but shit.
You gotta put it out there in the universe. Like, all right, I want this to be what stabilizes my finances, you know, and that's the thing, you know, but not a. We think about it, there was a tattoo. I'm not gonna mention his name. There was a tattooer. You gotta be careful what you wish for. There's a tattooer that their main goal was to be really popular on the internet, and they're in the county that I was from, or the space I was originally from, and they wanted real bad to be real popular on the internet. Pretty much their whole goal. And then one day he did something where he kind of something lewd to one of his clients. So she blasted him on it, and he actually got arrested for it. And the next day, he's everywhere on the internet, just like you want him to be. But it's about the misconduct, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it actually ended up burning his career. So just got to be careful what you wish for, and careful, not you, but people in general. It's like you can't want, I want to be famous or I want to be rich. Like, you'd be like, I want $1 million. Then, like, your leg gets cut off in a bad accident, and they're like, all right, you got a settlement for $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how I wanted it.
Yeah,
know?
no, definitely. I've noticed even in comedy, like a lot of people that go in with the mindset of like, this is for money. Like,
Right,
I just want to be famous and I just want to have money.
Yeah.
I mean, do what you want to do.
Sure,
You never know
yeah.
how to turn. I'm not saying it's bad to be famous and want to have money, but obviously we all want these things to be able to sustain life. But some people are in it for just like millions of dollars and people watching me.
People usually don't last in this type of thing. That not that tattooing has millions of dollars, but people see it all the time. Like, damn, I could do that and get paid and be cool, and like I could post something on the internet, and like they take that route, and it's like within 3 to 5 years they're like cleaning poles again or whatever, because it's just not how it works, you know.
It's like a community. Like, I'm sure with tattooing it's a community as well as it is with like comedy, because like I feel like people that do go the route that's not like the normal community route, which is the love of it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's like the main thing of why we do what we do, right?
And being around
those
it,
people
just being part
naturally
of
just
it.
kind of like
You know? A lot of times it's like who you know, how you know them, who you're part of with, how you move. So if you're getting, you know, tattooers all the time, they go to school instead of an apprenticeship or buy their at-home kit, and they're like, I'm gonna make it, and then like they struggle moving. It's like, well, you never were involved with the inner workings of the existing part of it, so it's harder to break through, right?
Yeah. No, definitely. With comedy, it's like huge to just like be everywhere. Like you have to be, and physically too. Like I go to Austin now 3-4 times a year just so I can keep seeing these people. I'm here. I'm serious.
You never know who's
fucking
watching
joke.
too. Somebody making a sitcom, somebody putting a project together. They happen to like your look or like your work. Or when we shot the show, I wasn't shooting shows or doing anything. I was working conventions. And one of the guys who was like around the convention was already setting up the show. And I was just being me, you know, loud or funny or whatever it was all weekend. And then I got the call later, and he's like, hey, I really like, you have an attitude that I like, so will you come do the show? And then I did, and it certainly changed my tattoo career. So sometimes, just being,
you never know.
being there, being you.
Yeah.
But not being there, you got to be there.
You have to,
you have to be
and
there.
you have to be you. You have to be you. That's one thing I've learned, because like, and nothing has come naturally to me until now.
Right.
Like things have never like. I put in work. Obviously, I'm constantly doing the podcast, going up, doing shows, stand up, traveling, whatever. But like, I haven't had to ask for anything like big, like you know, meeting people or just talking to me. Sometimes I talk to people, I don't even know who they are, and then I find out who they are. I'm like, oh fuck.
Like he's a director or something.
Like this guy's a pedophile.
Well, it's entertainment is like, oh, it's the worst. It's the worst to break through, especially if you're not going to go to Epstein Island. You got to go the hard way, you know.
Yeah.
Like, damn, how did Alex get her own show so fast?
I'm like, damn, I could do OnlyFans, but I'm not going to. Like, I could take the easy route. There is a lot of comedians like with OnlyFans. I've noticed. Not obviously not the dudes, but
same thing with tattooers. I think any industry, there's a micro industry of OnlyFans. Like, hey, I do this. and I get naked. Like, well, shit, I guess that's worth $8 or whatever.
I'm like,
you
shit.
know? I look at my wife all the time, like, damn, you're hot. Like, let's, you know.
He's like, I'm gonna pimp you out.
Yeah.
Just give me 10%.
Comedy. Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's but I've learned like being myself, things have come more naturally, and like I feel better, obviously, but it's like if you don't like who I am, who am I to? I don't give a fuck at
That's
this
bound
point.
to happen, you know. And people are not like
Exactly.
you because somebody likes you, right? Somebody who could be like, Alex is so funny, and then like somebody who wants that person's attention will be like, well, I don't find her too funny. Just because like somebody liked you, you know.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
no
find
way to
myself
win,
that
yeah.
funny, but
Being you and being like comfortable with it, knowing that you're doing your best for you, like there's nothing better than that. That's how I sleep at night. I'm a tattooer. I misspell shit and fuck shit up, but I am doing my best. So like when I go to sleep, it's like nothing I could do because I did try my best. You know? We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now for table tennis gambling.
I'm gonna look at that as soon as I have the chance.
You got to write down your budget immediately. $20.
I'll probably end up bumping it up to 100. I'm gonna start playing, pretending I'm them. I'm like, who am I gonna bet on tonight?
Like, what happened to What happened to Alex? Like, oh, she lost all of her money and had to sell the house.
In table tennis.
It sold all the cars.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
She sold her Supra because she wanted to bet on Young Lee.
She got a 96 Celica now or something.
Yeah. Oh, shit. So how's the cars doing? You doing what you got going on with
Yeah,
that?
you know what? Cars, yeah. I'm just driving the Dodge Ram right now because it's like how you
just
do
got
it.
so much. The shop is the main priority.
I almost sold that Porsche a couple times. But then I didn't because it still needed a little bit of work, and it was like messing with the value of it, you know? So it's like, I'll just do the work, and then the value would be at the right point again.
Yeah.
Never did the work, so it's sitting, right?
Yeah.
It's sitting. It's about to be sitting in your front yard.
You know he will get. You're the first person you need to call is him. He'll be there with the trailer before you even call him.
When you see the tow truck show up, dropping it off,
We'll just hold on to it.
Yeah, no, it's just there, just to look good.
You can come get it back. Yeah. He'll probably fix it and then just bring something.
I'll just leave it here for a year, come start it, and take off of it, you know? He'll get tired of it not working.
No,
Yeah, no, and then I actually, just because we're talking cars real quick, what I have my eye on is like a 99 LS 400, just like a real stock one, just real, it's like they're cool, but they're not too cool. They're strong, but they're not too fast. Like, it just seems like a perfect, this is my classic car, but it's not too cool. It's not too fast. It's not anything, just like I'm a guy.
And you can still buy parts for it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's parts. And there's some in junkyards and stuff. You know?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, I'm chilling. Obviously, I'm chilling on the tattoos, chilling on the cars because I'm just so fucking focused.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, I'll come get more tattoos once I get a little more.
Yeah, no, you got enough. I say that to people all the time.
Like, I still want to do this whole leg. I'm still waiting, but we'll get to it.
Maybe
I'm not in a rush.
Maybe we'll do it to like celebrate when you have one of like your next big thing take off or your next big show.
That's what I'll do. When I get my first check from comedy, I'll be
real, you get like your 10K liquid death check. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, Jeff, you're getting some of it.
I didn't need a check from you guys. Just send me free drinks.
That's all.
I keep buying these drinks every month.
I'm gonna need a check. I've been telling that to Toad. Like after the show, there was like sponsorship opportunities, but I was like, I don't know these guys. I don't believe in this. I'm not gonna be like. I drink a Bang before every tattoo, you know. Now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I drink a liquid death every time. Everyone else is, all this stuff. I support all this stuff, you know,
Bill Cosby.
Microphone companies, I like everybody.
No, for sure. I had, after Kill Tony, I had Blue Chew reach out to me.
Yeah. What'd you think? What was your thought? Yeah.
I sent them videos and they didn't respond. They're like, we're good. They had me sign a contract. They sent me money and I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. I'm like, I'm not good at. They want me to do skits,
right? Yeah,
and I'm not a skit guy. Like,
you look at Alex like, so I need you for a skit.
Yeah, I'm like, do you guys want to help me do I'll do an ad in the podcast,
right? Yeah.
And they're like, how many followers do you have? I'm like, not enough.
I have 10 really good ones.
Like I get like 64, just 64 views. Yeah.
That's where it starts, though, you know. And honestly, who knows? That might resurface depending on who's working on their program.
Yeah, I'm alright with the boner pills.
Like with death. Well, Blue Chew, I will give you some.
Yeah.
My wiener wiener doesn't work. I got some skits
Dude,
for
I'll tell you my wiener doesn't work for $10.
For sure. Yeah. Like, what's the check? For $10K, I'll be like, my wiener has problems. You know what I mean? And then I can come back later and be like, oh, after Blue Chew, you know?
Yeah, I just wasn't good at the skit thing.
For sure, yeah.
I got a green screen and I ended up giving it to some guy that does skits.
Right.
And that's like good at it because I'm like, if I can't use it, here you go, you know. But I was going to hire him to like help me with the videos.
Yeah.
So I could get paid. And he's like, I want to do boner videos.
Did you have a loose idea you were working with?
No, because he's like he'll write whole scripts. He's a comedian. He'll write whole scripts and he'll do these skits like once a week. And it's good, like it's funny content, it's good content. And I was like, dude, I'll pay you like 50% of whatever they give me just to help me. Sure. I'm like, it's something, you know. But he was like, I can't do boner ads. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
That's the difficulty in comedy writing, isn't it? Like, all right, we're doing jokes about boner pills. Like, all right.
Yeah, like you have, like it kind of restricts the freedom of creativity.
Well, no matter what the content is, at the end it has to be about that, right? So it's like, all right, you know.
Yeah. So I get it, but I'm all right. I don't need the boner pill.
I like to think, though, for you, proof of concept. It's like, hey, if I get out there, opportunities exist. This time it's Blue Chew. Next time it's Liquid Death. Or next time it's like something for real, you know?
Yeah, it was just a test. It was just a little, you know, just to go through,
it's the proof
see what it's like, see what it's like.
Maybe you'll come up with that content later. Like, it's a good idea.
I'm like, wait, I've got it. It's been like 10 fucking years.
Yeah, you just write about it.
I've got one 15-second skit for you.
You never know. Is that hymns? Like, these people, they spend millions on promoting. Sometimes for them cutting a 10K check, they don't even realize it, right?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I guess one of the workers there saw my Kill Tony and they're like, we liked your energy. And I'm like, well, I bombed. So I'm glad you liked me.
Like me at my worst. Yeah, for sure.
No, but what's funny is, so when I got on last year, I posted my little, like, with me in the panel, whatever. And in the captions, I put, I'll be back in a year to do later. Or I'll be back in a year to do later. What am I, high? I'll be back in a year to do better. Yeah. And I'm signing up again exactly a year from when I wrote that.
Oh, so we'll
and I had no idea until I looked back at it. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm hoping I do better. And then Liquid Death can call me after.
Well, you've had time now. You kind of know what to expect. There's not the shock of being on stage and seeing the people you're used to seeing online.
Yeah.
Like, there's a shock there.
No, I blacked out. I didn't know it. All my friends were like comedian friends. They were like, "Do you like what happened?" And I was like, "I don't know." They're like, "What do you mean you don't know?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then one of my other comedian friends got on there, and she was like, "I know what you mean now." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Dude." I'm like, it's when you're not used to performing in front of one of the biggest clubs, packed 250 fucking people. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, it's millions online, but they're not there.
No, for sure.
But the physical, like,
it's a lot.
I'm like, oh shit, all these people are watching.
If 10 people came in right now, we're like, say something funny. It's
I know,
fart joke, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, pretty much.
You just need to have that like in your back pocket, like a fart noise maker if you ever go blank again.
Whoopee cushion.
Classic.
Oh God.
And I mean, in all fairness, like I've seen enough Kill Tonys to know that like it's cool to be funny there, but the sole purpose is to somewhat get roasted. You know what I mean? Like,
no, definitely, you know, yeah.
Sometimes I mean 50-50 with Kill Tony because like I'm 50-50 because they'll bring up like you know, somebody with like a handicap per se, and then they'll dog them. I'm like I don't really enjoy that type of comedy. But I do appreciate the exposure that person might not get. So there is the 50-50. Like, hey, I'm going to make funny of your crippling MS. But at the same time, we're going to push your career off a little bit. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of... But it's comedy, so it needs to have controversy, right? Because that's like the interest. And like I said, it makes me have a feeling, right? Like I have an opinion on it. Henceforth, it worked.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And like being funny in a minute is so hard. Like you'll see people, veterans, go up there and just eat it. And so many people that aren't in comedy, they're like, "Oh, this guy sucks. This guy sucks." Yeah. But it's a part of it. It's like that's the show, right? You got to be funny in a minute. which is hard, but
yeah. You'll be better. I'm certain you're already more mentally prepared this time, though. Maybe
oh
even
Jesus
working
Christ,
on what you're gonna say.
yeah, like I already know the joke I'm gonna do. Like it's been, and I'm doing it every single day just to make sure I got it. Like it's good.
It's
so.
like the normalest thing you ever say.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, I'm like I won't go through that shock again.
No, that's funny. I mean, yeah, just it's a different experience, but doing what you do in your normal life, but then taking it to a lit, executively kind of produced scenario, it is different. It's a lot more major. It's like, oh.
Yeah, but it's like to me, like I tell people, it sounds so stupid, but it's like a gym. It's like a workout you can never get anywhere else. Like I'm like I will keep signing up for the show just to get that workout so I can perform in front of 250 people in one of the most famous clubs in the world. Because it's like what else, like I'm like how is it like being on Epic Inc. Like
Yeah, I gotta say, like, it's so dumb to say, but like, it was natural in a sense where like, that's something that I knew was gonna happen almost my whole life. It just happened to happen in that way at that time. So even by the time I made it, I was like, I'm up in this bitch, you know what I mean? And kept that attitude the whole time. Because honestly, entertainment and shooting TV stuff like that is a lot of work. It's like a ton of work. You get to see 20 minutes of like 20 hours of work whenever you watch an episode or something, so, but I loved it. I am a better performer whenever it's like forced on me, like perform now, like a lion in a circus or something.
Yeah. Would
So
you do it again, like another like tattoo show?
I wouldn't leave my family for that long, but if it was like local and I could go home or they're shooting in my studio or something, but I wouldn't go off to like Ink Master or something like that because like I like my life. I'm maybe if somebody showed me a check that was like, don't
like
worry about your life. Yeah. Your life is fine.
Like your whole studio and your whole life is paid off.
Your next year is paid for. We just need you here a few months. Then I'm there. But like my current life. And honestly, there's certain things like as a comedian, if you make it, then like you'll be in a movie, you'll be in a show, like you'll do more. As a tattooer, if you make it, you have to go do more work.
Yeah.
I got to go do more tattoos, which is great. And that was the plan at the time. Now that I'm looking at like a further future of tattooing, it's like, what am I going to do? Just like tattoo myself right into the grave, right? Like they bury me, my hand sticking out with the glove on and the machine in it. Like
the machine's still running.
They got the battery pack on
your whole body.
Shaking the dirt loose. Plans for me change, but that's like the big thing about maybe the studio and bringing in talent and trying to stretch out what we've built further, it's kind of my plan now. So I would like to do TV, but I'd probably maybe prefer not kill Tony, but something in that sense where it's not this long period. You go there, you do it, you fly there, you do the show, you stay in a hotel, you go home, something like that.
Best tattoo in a minute.
Something like that, or even, different podcasts or different entertainment, I'd be down. But that show's like 3 months, 6 days a week.
It's a lot,
living in some random places, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of work. So, no.
My comedian friend Selena, she started this showcase where she's doing her shows in tattoo shops.
Oh, cool.
And she's going to travel with it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's a great fucking idea.
Awesome,
I'm like, I never thought about that.
You already know this, but they're interesting places. You know what I mean?
No, for
they're
sure.
Interesting places.
Yeah.
Last night, I was tattooing my buddy's neck that I knew from like 18 years ago. And he's like, getting that done. So that's the whole process. And then in that process that we had I guess it's worth mentioning. We love one of our clients, Randy, but they're also trans. So like they showed up, and he's kind of like, whoa, like that's an interesting thing. But we're all cutting up jokes and also talking about working on motorcycles and shit. It's just like a weird place.
Yeah.
And then directly after they leave, like 3 18 and 19-year-old girls come in for their cute little hearts and shit. I just kind of watching him as the day happens. He's like, what is going on in this place? Such an odd place. But everyone also gets along, like we're all there for the same reason.
No, I love it. Every time I would come into your shop, it feels like home.
Yeah,
like I'm just like, all right, come lay down.
That's always been my attitude about it. It's like, there's already enough going on today. You should at least feel like you're just in one of your places you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which is hard to feel that way, right? Like, hey, I feel at home here. Like, we don't get to feel that way in much places. So
Yeah, no, for sure. So I appreciate that. I can't wait to see the new shop. I got a show in Orlando, I think in like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
so I might swing by beforehand.
Yeah,
if you're
no, you
open.
gotta, if you could, and I'm not already doing something, I gotta come check out the show. I've been meaning to catch you in Orlando.
Whenever.
We both been at it though. That's the first time.
Just wait till I made it. That's what Alex is doing.
I like to get in a little bit beforehand on things when I can, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I told it because he doesn't come to the shows, which is I'm thankful for, to be honest. Because when family comes, it's just different. Like I can either like do really good and use it to my advantage, or I'm just like nervous as shit. Like my mother-in-law's come to shows like without telling me, and I'm like, what is going on?
You about your blue chew jokes, and it's just not the same. I'm
like I can't talk about jerking off your son in front of me. You know?
Yeah, you can, but then you just have to say, and there's his mom right there.
Oh yeah. No, but it's fun. I'm always out in Orlando, so no rush. I will be there all the time.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm pretty much going there on almost a weekly basis, at least once a week. So
I watch your footage. It makes me laugh. I think you're great at it, and I
thanks.
think great things are happening for you. So I just like to put in the most minimal support how I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
at least be like, yo, you're awesome. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes that's it. Like, all right, I'm not a total retard, or I don't look totally foolishly retarded right now. I'll take that. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate you. Your shit is great. I respect the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're working at it. Doing my best daily with what I have to work with.
Yeah,
right?
we're all doing our best.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, but yeah, we can end it here. I think we've been here for about an hour, but I appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate you.
And you can shout out like your Instagrams, your new shop.
No. Shout out to Alex for having me out. Shout out to her stuff. Yeah, I'll be around. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sick. All right. Well, this will be up in like a week or two. So,
no, I can't wait. Yeah, we'll see it. I'll tell people I was here, and then we'll share it, and you know what I'm saying? Make it out there.
Yeah. Thank you for coming through.
No, thank you, Alex.
She keep working that back, and I'm about to throw the shit like